Packers versus Seahawks. Grab your popcorn, guys. Packers and the Seahawks actually have a history, and it was pretty juicy. So let's rewind to 2012 for a moment. The Seahawks and the Packers played a game that is still discussed today. And in all fairness, I didn't think much of this because a lot of games are still talked about today. Like Reddit men, you guys know, they'll talk on and on about games that happened forever ago. So this one was actually different than what I expected. Like, if I was a fan on either of these teams, I would still be talking about this game too. The game is still talked about because of a questionable call made by replacement referees. These refs were filling in while the NFL was on lockdown with its regular referees. So here's what happened. With just 8 seconds left in the game, the Seahawks were trailing by 5 points. The Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson threw a Hail Mary pass. You guys know we had to look up what a Hail Mary pass was. And what is a Hail Mary pass, you may ask, because I also asked that question. Hail Mary pass is a last-ditch, desperate throw into the end zone, basically hoping for a miracle. Imagine like tossing your phone across the room and hoping it lands on the charger. It is just an act of desperation. Golden Tate, he is the Seahawks wide receiver. He's going head to head with the Packers safety, MD Jennings, for the ball. And Jennings gets his hands on it first. But Tate jumps in and he grabs the ball too. They are both going at the ball and they both have it pretty much. So it creates this simultaneous catch situation. Now the refs, you guys, rule this as a touchdown. And the Seahawks win 14-12. Packers fans were fuming because most people, including the Packers players, believed it should have been an interception by Jennings, not a touchdown for Seattle. The rule at the time was, if 2 players have a ball at the same time, the offense gets the benefit of the doubt. This game was so iconic, it's been known as the Hail Mary. There's always a name created for something. This is still a sore spot for Packers fans, which I'd be mad too. The main issue was that it's these fill-in referees. So you can imagine, if you're a Packers fan for this upcoming game, you're going to watch this thing with a close eye. You're not missing a beat because you'll remember what happened. And the Seahawks, their fan base is known for being loud. Seahawks fans are known as the 12s, which I could not figure out why they're known as the 12s. They are considered one of the most passionate fan bases. They have literally broken noise records, and they bring that energy to every single game. You can imagine how crazy of a day this was. A little bit of like context and history. Keep in mind, you guys, that the fans just don't forget. Then we have DK Metcalf, you guys. This guy, he is the wide receiver and he's dating Normani. Now, pause. Love Normani. DK Metcalf, you guys, he is aggressive on and off the field. It was not hard to find some tea on DK Metcalf. So the first thing I saw on DK Metcalf, he got into a physical altercation at the gym. Apparently he punched a man during a confrontation. Here's a side note, you guys. You never know who you are messing with. You never know. The details surrounding this altercation were not fully disclosed. There was some sort of heated exchange. The incident made headlines briefly, but no charges were filed. But to add more to his hit list, literally, during a game against the Rams, DK got into it with Jalen Ramsey. We're trash talking the whole game. At one point, DK just snapped and he punched him. Like full on swing. The refs were not having that and he got ejected from the game. Afterwards, of course, people confront him on this, like, what the heck? I was like, yeah, that was a bad call on my part. And he sort of admitted that his emotions got the better of him. To me, though, there's a pattern. There's a pattern. He said that he learned from it, but alas, he just continues to have this reputation for being physical because this also happened in 2020. In 2020, he had a scuffle with Cowboys cornerback Trayvon Diggs. I hear this guy's name all the time, so we need to learn more about Trayvon Diggs. There was no punch in this one, but there was shoving and obviously tension. DK has been under fire this season with critics calling him unstable. I mean, look out Normani. Saying that he's too emotional on the fields. Then we have Jair Alexander. These two are like of the same vein. He plays for the Packers and he is a cornerback not a quarterback. Let's not, you know what I mean? Huge trash talker, bold statements, and a lot of confidence, which is why people both love him and dislike him. These two have gone head to head. It kind of makes sense, right? Like, based on the two personalities. Jair loves to get under people's skin. He doesn't really have any shame about it. He said, quote, "No QBs in the league can throw on me if you can back it up." Jair feels massively underpaid by the Packers and is not shy to talk about it. He said, quote, "I just feel that I've proven I'm the best and I want what's mine. At the end of the day, I know I'm the best cornerback in the league and I just want to be paid like it." I do like his confidence, but it is red flag energy. It is red flag energy from both of them. Then we have Aaron Rodgers. Guys, they love this guy. I heard of Aaron Rodgers through Shailene Woodley. They had gotten engaged and apparently they called it off, which I actually just found out about. Firstly, he was with Olivia Munn and they broke up in 2017 and people thought this was because of family drama. Aaron Rodgers is completely estranged from his entire family, which I can't imagine being a dad and your son being in the NFL and not like talking all the time. That's a dad's dream. That's the dream. He's very hush-hush about why. Like, we don't know. And then he dated NASCAR queen Danica Patrick. They split in 2020. Then we hit Shailene. They get engaged in 2021. This was how they even got together. We don't know. Who even would have thought? They get engaged and then just call the whole thing off. Love and football don't always mix. So Aaron Rodgers doesn't seem to like the play that Matt LaFleur called. Matt LaFleur is the coach for the Green Bay Packers. This whole thing kind of climaxed in the 2020 draft. So the Packers picked Jordan Love and Rodgers says straight up, "I think I'm going to have to work on my relationship with the front office and the coaching staff." He felt disrespected not being involved in big decisions. And then LaFleur has to give a response, right? Coach LaFleur. He keeps this thing professional. He said, quote, "We want Aaron to feel appreciated, but we have a long-term vision. I am excited for this rematch and I have 3 questions that you guys can ask your man. 1, if the Packers win today, do you think they will ever drop the Hail Mary call? 2, this one is, I'm proud of this one. If you had to take DK Metcalf or Jair Alexander as your +1 to a family dinner, who do you think would cause more chaos? 3, if Matt LaFleur gave you control of the Packers today, what is the first ridiculous play you would add just to piss off Aaron Rodgers?" Again, you guys, they disagree about plays. And that is the Girl's Guide to the NFL Sunday game.